what's going on? This is Travis P11, and today I'm going to be answering your questions from the 600 subscriber video. We just had our little drawing last night on that, and Darren Day was the winner of that contest. So Darren, we're going to talk about your question here today, and we're going to get your prize sent out to you as soon as we possibly can. And what I want to do is just address the comments and questions that were put in this video and just share with you a little bit of my experiences with firearms, because I really enjoy doing that. A little bit about the channel. Guys, we broke through 800 subscribers last night. Thank you so much. I'm going to shut up about subscribers here pretty soon. I want to get to 1,000. For me, it's just kind of a goal. It's just kind of cool. And when that happens, Stan over at SS Pawn, and you guys hear me talking about him in all the videos, he's going to award something really cool. And so Stan and I have been talking a little bit, and we'll have a drawing as soon as we reach 1,000 subs. And at this rate, it shouldn't take too long, which is really cool. Please keep checking out the channel, and as you know, guys, please like and subscribe. You can check me out over on Twitter and Instagram. All the contact information, including SS Pawn's contact information, is going to be in the information about the video, the little box down below. And remember, Stan's a guy that's loaning me a lot of the test weapons that you get to see. Well, they're from his private collection, but they're the ones that you get to see in a lot of the videos that we make. So let's go ahead and get started. Got my coffee. I think I'm all ready to go. Unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate today for me to get out to the range and test out that Ruger Single 6. I definitely want to do that soon, so we'll get out there and get that taken care of this week. Hopefully things clear up and melt and actually be able to get out to the range. Starting off, Guns with Gage. Good stuff, man. I like the channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Try a live stream. I haven't talked to Night Strike about this yet, but I might have him kind of walk me through the steps on how to do either a Google Hangouts or just a straight up live stream, kind of like what you see Matt doing on his Sunday morning Coffee and Guns podcast that he does, Guns and Coffee podcast. I would really like to do something like that, and I mean, I'm fairly adept working with computers and programs, but when it comes to programs I haven't used before, it takes me a little bit of time to figure it out. I definitely want to do that. He says he wants to do a live AR-15 build. That would just be awesome. Let's see, Mad Sexy Man of the Night. What do you think about the Ruger Red Hawk 357? Well, I was looking it up. That's a beastly gun, buddy. You got a 8-shot capacity, a suggested retail price of $1,079. It weighs 44 ounces. Man, go right ahead. You've got the capacity. You cannot say. I mean, that's 8 rounds. That's rivaling a lot of single stack revolvers that are out there. I'm sorry, a lot of single stack concealed carry pistols that are out there. So man, go for it. Satin stainless. This is a wicked looking gun. That's the model number 5033, if I'm seeing it correctly. Man, you do it. You go right ahead. Maybe you can pick one up for around $1,000 or so, and that would be really sweet if you could do that. So Ruger Red Hawk, definitely give a thumbs up on that. I'm a big fan of Ruger firearms. I don't do a lot of their videos, but I've owned a few. My dad's had a few of their pistols before, and from what I've seen, the quality's been really good. I mean, I really do like them. Yoder, Texas, I'm curious, what software do you use to edit your videos? What guns are on your short list for acquiring? Okay, so software that I use for my videos, I mean, I'm barely scratching the surface with what I'm learning how to do in these video editing programs, and a big part of it is just time. I'm using Cyberlink PowerDirector 14 Deluxe. They actually gave it away for free on Black Friday, the Black Friday weekend, and the only catch was that the first time you opened it, they gave you an option if you wanted to upgrade to Cyberlink PowerDirector 15 for like $50 or $25, and which I didn't. I just wanted to take 14 because it was enough for what I do. I run that through a PC. I do a lot of my stuff on my own MacBook that I have here. I've got a personal MacBook. It's not associated with my job. And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That, and then Panzoid, I think, is what I use to create my little introduction video. I'm going to be coming up with a new one pretty soon, but Cyberlink, I think it works great. I think it's fine. And if you can keep your eyes open, sometimes you can get it as a free download because they just try to get it out there. So that's what I use. What guns are on my short list for acquiring? I've got CZ Fever, like everybody else, the CZP, I can't remember the model exactly, the Phantom model. I really do like that one. P09, P10, P10's the compact, isn't it? But anyway, the Phantom is cool. The CZ527, I've talked about that and whined about that in other videos. I'd love to get one of those. That's your 762 by 39 bolt action gun. They're acquirable, but it's just, there's other guns on my list that I like, but I really think those are cool, but those are a little bit more of a premium price than what I typically spend. I usually spend around $500 or less on most of the guns that you see in the videos and so on. Okay, and that was from Yoder, Texas. Darren Day, do you think customizing carry guns is a good or a bad thing or an indifferent thing? In other words, would you customize a concealed carry gun? On this one, I would if I knew that the components would not fail. say I put a modified trigger on it or some sort of enhancement that's going to make the gun even more precise and better to use, there's a part of my mind that thinks that, okay, in a self-defense situation, is that going to make me look bad if I've got the Punisher backplate on the back of my Glock, or if I've got a lighter trigger than what was stock? I don't know, in terms of a police investigation, if they really look into how much customizing you did on your gun if you had to use it for self-defense. I would say get a stock gun that you're comfortable shooting with, that you feel like you can use it, that can defend your life, and stick with that. And maybe keep the customization for your ranged guns, or maybe a competition gun if you can go that route. Personally, I wouldn't do it, and it's mainly because I would hope that I wouldn't have any kind of component failure, because I'm putting aftermarket parts in the gun, unless they're maybe factory-made parts. Aside from maybe a better steel guide rod and spring combo, like I've had to do in a few of my pistols, there isn't much else I think I would customize in a gun. So there's my answer on that, Darren. Let's see, Rock Humper, are you into any historical firearms, black powder, percussion, CNR, or only modern firearms? It's funny you would ask that. One of the earliest pistols that I ever owned was a CZ52, which I wish I would have kept because I think I paid about $75 for it, and that thing was just awesome. Unfortunately, I couldn't take it to the range that I would shoot at indoors because of the steel core ammo. They wouldn't let me shoot it. So that was one that I had to let go. Also, one of my earliest bolt-action rifles was a Enfield, what is it, like a Model 3A or a 308 Ishapore edition. It was something that, for a while there, you could find them in pawn shops for like $75 or $100, and I think I paid $100 for it. And unfortunately, I had traded that one for a shotgun and a .22 rifle. And so, yeah, those are the two. I don't really do a lot of the older guns. I mean, I've got a Mosin Nagant like everybody else, but I don't have any real old vintage firearms. I'm trying to focus on just a little bit of everything in general in the collection, but I love them. I mean, nothing against them at all. What is the favorite gun that you have owned or currently own, and what is your attainable dream gun? Favorite gun that I owned, my dad actually has it now. I sold it to my father. It's a Beretta 92 FS Inox Compact. Just beautiful, beautiful gun. It was like, I bought it and it was almost too nice for me to want to take it to the range and scuff it and beat it up. And I know a gun's a tool and a gun's meant to be used, but that was just an awesome gun. That's what I qualified on for my concealed carry permit. And that thing was just a smooth shooter. And I got a really good deal on it when I bought it at Cabela's, and I kind of wish I had it back, but it'd be the same thing. I would get it, it would sit in the box, I would drool over it and never actually take it to the range. So that's it. And what is my attainable dream gun? Again, that CZ527. I love that thing, but they're like $700 or $650, $700 plus another magazine would cost me another $50 in tax. So it's just $700, $800 into it. I mean, the thing about the 527 that I really like is that you can shoot 7.62 by 39, which would make it a dirt cheap gun for me to take to the range all day long. I mean, I could sit there and shoot that thing for hours for pennies on the dollar and get 40 round boxes of steel case tool at Walmart for $10. And that gun was designed for steel case ammo. You can shoot brass, but they specifically say on CZ's website that that gun is intended to be fired with steel case ammo, and so that's kind of like a brush gun carbine. If you haven't seen it, they're very cool. Oh, and the optics is the other thing. I don't think they ship with any kind of rails or optics anymore, so I want it. I just don't know if I want to go over $1,000 for a gun like that. Let's see what else. SS Pond had mentioned that they're going to donate an item for the drawing, and I talked about that, so they got that taken care of, and yeah, great place to go. I love going through those guys. Have you looked at the AREX Rec 01S yet? If so, what is your opinion of it? You know, I was looking at it. I saw the Military Arms Channel video on it when it first came out, if I'm not mistaken. And just looking at it, okay, $618. You're essentially getting what looks like a SIG, P226. You've got 17 round capacity. I don't know if that's 17 plus 1. I'm assuming it's 17 plus 1. You got yourself an all steel construction. It looks really cool. I mean, it's awesome. You know, you've got your... Looks like a decocker on there too, safety. I mean, these are things that I don't think are necessary, but it's probably the closest thing you're going to get to a SIG. And you're going to save $200 to $300 in the process. So long as you could get magazines for it, as long as they're readily available. Because I've purchased some guns in the past that I've had trouble finding magazines for. Kind of maybe something not necessarily Turkish, but maybe guns from just foreign countries where you have issues finding mags. So definitely keep that in mind. But the price is good. I mean, that looks like a heavy-duty gun, and I'd say go for it. That'd make a great range gun, be a nice home defense gun. And I'm not going to say you couldn't conceal it. It is a big gun, but with the proper clothing and holster, I think any gun's concealable. So yeah, Rec Zero, go for it, man. Go ahead and get it. Let's see. Ono Hambinos. Oh, yeah, Ono Hambino's been giving me a lot of cool comments lately, a lot of compliments, and I really appreciate that. And he does ask the question down here in just a little bit. Dusty one, let's see, he had just thanked me for the videos. Junta Car. Junta, I'm sorry, Spanish teacher at J's or H's. Anyway, what is your dream setup? Well, I thought about that for a little while, and I just happened to come up with that quick list for you. One center fire rifle, one rim fire rifle, one handgun, and one shotgun. So for center fire rifle, you didn't specify bolt action or semi-automatic, so I'm going to go with the H&K PSG-1. I mean, come on, man. Who wouldn't want a $12,000 if that's what they go for? Semi-automatic 308. I mean, that's just cool. I love the G3 platform. I love H&K. You could say assault rifles or their combat weapons. That's definitely my number one choice for center fire rifle. As for my rimfire rifle, I love Anschutz. They've got a model called the 5430 22LR, and those run like $3,000 or $4,000. I was actually on the University of Nebraska-Lincoln rifle team back in the 90s. This is my sweatshirt to prove it. They used to make us wear this around on campus when we were carrying our firearms to and from the vehicles to load up. I don't even know if you can see that, but anyway, we got to shoot Anschutz. We had those, and then we had like Winchester Model 50 or Model 52Ds, I think is what they were. They were those were single shot bolt action 22 LRs with a heavy bull barrel on them. But man, the Anschutz were just awesome. They were just cool to shoot. It always looked like that thing that I saw in the like biathlon competition on the Olympics when I was growing up. So yeah, definitely Anschutz is just awesome. Let's see, as for that pistol, the FKBR NO 7.5 pistol that's going to be coming out, the new Deer Slayer, I guess you could call it, or whatever they shoot in that video. That thing is just cool. That's just a beefy, huge, awesome pistol that I think would be a lot of fun. And again, it's going to cost like, what, $3,000 or $4,000, maybe more. So that's definitely a dream pistol for me. And then finally for the shotgun, I'm going to sell out Benelli M4 Tactical. Those are just awesome. Most of my shotguns tend to be budget price that I owned, and that would be a really cool combat-proven shotgun. That would just be awesome. So those are my top four guns that I would definitely put on the list. So, we'll see. And he said money isn't an issue, so I chose some of the most expensive guns that I could definitely find. What is your opinion on the age of gun safety? I think that, good coffee. I think that you should start when the kids are little with even their Nerf guns or their dart guns, watching where they point them, having them be careful with them, have the kids treat them like they're always loaded. The funny part is I didn't actually take a hunter safety class until I was in my 20s when I had moved out to my current location because I hadn't actually gone hunting before. In terms of deer, I didn't grow up in a hunting family. We were a gun family and target shooting and fun shooting and plinking, but we weren't necessarily a hunting family. So I never took a hunter safety, and I was required to get my Nebraska hunter's permit, my deer stamp, and so on, deer license. I would say as soon as possible, and get them firearms that are going to be appropriate for their size. Maybe look at like a Cricket 22 LR or possibly like a Ruger SR 22 handgun. Something along those lines, something they can easily shoot, manipulate, and you can teach them the safety of how to fire the firearm. Obviously, the sooner the better. The sooner the kid can respect the firearm and understand what the firearm can do, the less likely I think that you're going to have an issue down the road because of it. Let's see, and Ono Hambino also says, I really want to get an AMD, and because of you, I'm going to order it next week. Right on, man. Like I said, I've got the James River Armory Edition, which it's just a pistol grip and it's a quad rail. I believe that's the only true difference between that and then just the standard AMD 63 that Classic Firearms sells. Great solid gun. Absolutely a joy to shoot. So, and you get that AMD 63 for $499, drop another $50 in furniture on it, and you're good to go. So there you go. Let's see, Scott F., do you prefer a pistol or long gun, and which brand and model do I prefer? If I only had to have one firearm to defend myself with, my family, and so on, I would just have to go with a pistol. Easier concealability, easier to haul around. I would just have to go with my Glock 17. Honestly, I've never owned another SIG. I've never owned a Walther. I've had some Rugers, so I really can't make a comment on those. I only know about the guns that I own. My wife is able to easily use the Glock 17. She's a good shot with it. She can work the slide on it with no problem. She can chamber around with no problem. So it's a good family gun. If she ever needed to pick it up and use it, she could. So I would just go with the Glock 17. Otherwise, for long gun, believe it or not, I have had incredibly awesome luck with my Bear Creek Arsenal AR-15. I think it's called the Brown Bear. I love that thing. It's just a basic M4, no frills, just go out there and shoot it, truck gun AR-15. And that would be my choice of long gun. But overall, I would have to say the Glock G17. I've got a Gen 4. And so that's what I would go for there. But as you guys know, I mean, I have several different brands. I'm not just brand loyal to one brand. Any old school Milsurp Serps in the video? Unless Stan would hook me up with something Milsurp from his private collection, probably not. I don't know, Milsurp prices seem to be going up. I am going to go ahead and take my Mosin Nagant out. I've got it's a Hex, I want to say a 1935 that hasn't been counterbored. It's just a beautiful, beautiful rifle. And I want to take it out and just do like some 100 yard, 200 yard accuracy testing on it just to see if I can even hit minute of man with it. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then just do a basic disassembly and cleaning video too. I won't be doing the bolt on that gun. I hate taking the bolt apart on a Mosin Nagant. They're just very hard to do, in my opinion. And so it would just be a basic video and then a range test and a cleanup. So there you go. Prepared to Thrive. What are your thoughts on the AKs that take standard AR mags? Well, I was looking at them for a while. You've got your Definitive Arms rifle. You've got your Zastava PAP M90 NP. I don't know if I'd want to go to it as a primary SHTF, battle weapon, and the main reason why is because you're looking at possibly some proprietary parts. If you're going to go with an AK style rifle, an AK platform, just stick with your 7.62 by 39. If you've got a ton of mags and a ton of 5.56 ammo and you see that PAP M90 NP is a great rifle, go right ahead and do so. I mean, the prices on those are competitive with a lot of the ARs that are out there. You might be getting a design that's a little more durable than an AR-15 just in terms of the piston drive and the lesser tolerances on the AK-47 and the fact you can operate in the extreme conditions. And I'm not saying you can't on the AR-15, but if you want to go that route, go right ahead. I think it would be fun to have one just to mess around with, or have a couple like you said you want to. No, nothing wrong with that. And if you got the accessories and the ammo and you've got the mags, man, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I think they're cool, but you want to make sure you can get parts down the road. Can you get an extractor for it? Could you replace the bolt carrier group if you had to, if it was out of warranty? Those are things to consider when you go that route. I did own a Zastava M77 308 Winchester, which I've done some YouTube videos on, and I loved it, but I was always worried, that gun's not even imported anymore. And I was always worried that I couldn't get parts for it. So I ended up just selling it. I mean, the gun was fine, it was beautiful, it was fun to shoot. But again, it was just a parts issue down the road. If I'm gonna keep this gun for 50 years, am I going to be able to find a spring for it if I need it and so on without having to go through a gunsmith? Let's see, I have a prep gun. What long gun and handgun would you give to a non-gun, anti-gun leaning person for an SHTF prep? For the handgun, I would probably go with a Ruger 9E, and I'm not the kind of person that feels like you need a safety on the firearm, but for somebody who's a non-gun person, as they're trying to learn how to use the gun, might be a good idea to show them how to use the safety so they can keep it on safe so they don't panic and pull the trigger at the first thing they see. And I just think as a preventative, it might be a better idea to give them anything that's got a safety on it to use. If they're going to be with you, you should be able to protect them. If it's something where they're going to be on their own and they have to, say, stand guard over a camp or something, you definitely want to make sure that they are trained with the weapon that they're using. Long gun, I would just have to say with an AR-15 or an AK-47, I mean, they're simple enough to use, they're easy enough to use. The AK could be easily disassembled and cleaned by people that don't really have a lot of gun experience. The AR is a little more complicated. Probably an AK-47 for a non-gun person, just because it's easy to use, it's going to be durable. They drop it, it's not going to break easily for the most part. So that's what I would say. And that was Brian Stanton. Stephen Parker said, what are your thoughts on the Civilian Force Arms Xena versus the new Savage MSR Recon? Okay, I really do like the Recon. I think it's cool that we've got all these new guns coming out. It's the prices of the new guns that kind of bother me, and this kind of leans into what I'm going to say about the Civilian Force Arms Xena. That Savage, Recon 15, if the MSR 13, if that's what you're looking at. It's got an MSRP of $999. Maybe you can get them for $800, $850. That's a solid gun. I love Savage firearms. Don't get me wrong. I own several of them, and I think it's great that they're making an AR-15. It's got some few parts on it that really distinguish it from other AR-15s that are out there. If you like the design, if you like the ergonomics, if you really do enjoy it, go right ahead and get one. But don't forget, you can also buy parts, say Palmetto State Armory. You can buy an upper and a lower and make your own AR-15 and maybe make a gun like this for a couple $100 less. Now I know that some of these stocks and handguards are exclusive to these models, and you can't buy them right away, but there's nothing wrong with the Recon. It's okay, but I'm going to give the edge to the Xena 15 Gen 1. It's not just because I own one. There's a couple reasons why I would actually buy the Civilian Force Arms. First, I love the company. I love the fact that it's veteran owned. It's an American company. Jonas Hagos autographed the stock on my rifle. The guns are made by experienced veterans and gun professionals, gunsmiths, and so on. What's really cool about the Civilian Force Arms is you can option out that you can option out that gun like a car. If you look at it, you've got barrel length options. So you've got the carbine or the mid-length that you can go, fluted barrels, barrel twist rates. You can choose the kind of furniture that you want. You can basically customize it like a vehicle, optics, barrel lining. They'll even do a drop-in trigger for you. So, and I know that Savage has the Blaze trigger on it, one of the Blaze triggers, and that's cool. That's good. It is slightly hopped up from just your standard issue, box stock M4 carbine or mid-length gun for that matter. But I really do like the Civilian Force Arms, and they are basically the same price. I bought the Xena when they first, the Xena Gen 1 when they first came out. And honestly, I think I paid like $650 for it, but since then the prices have gone up. They had like a Gen 2 and a Gen 3 at the time. And the only reason why I didn't go with one of those is because the only difference was that it was basically the handguards. And I think one of them might have had some MOE stuff on it instead of MFT. So there wasn't a lot of difference of those early models. I'm totally love the quality of the Xena 15. Awesome gun, love the company. And it's a great gun, but I would say go with the Xena if you're going to go that route, just because of the options. You can spec it out exactly as you want it, and you get a lot more, customizing right out of the box. But again, don't forget, there's nothing wrong with going and buying your own upper and your own lower and slapping the two together and making the gun your own. So, yeah, there you go. But I love that Xena Gen 1. I need to get that out for a range test too. Definitely, that's something I haven't taken out and shot for quite a while. I consider it a safe queen, even though it's not that expensive of an AR. I pretty much bought the Bear Creek to run a lot of steel case ammo through and learn how to efficiently use an AR-15. And that is it for questions, guys. That's all we have. So, hopefully I addressed everything and didn't babble too much. I've been putting some videos up on some of the new guns that are coming out for SHOT Show. I actually redid that SHOT Show video. I'm leaving that video up right now because it's bringing so many people in to see the information, but there were some mistakes that I made in it, and I addressed those mistakes in the comment section below that video. I redid that video as a part 1 and a part 2. Taking my time, just speaking a little bit slower and getting into more of the details on that gun so you can understand what I'm saying a little bit better. And so please check that video out. I mean, if you want to see what's coming up for 2017, it's going to give you a really good idea. It was an American Rifleman magazine article that was also available on the website, AmericanRifleman.org, and I've got the link in that video. But do check it out. And so there you go, guys. Hopefully we'll be hitting 1,000 subs here soon, and then after that, we'll still do some drawings from time to time. But again, the whole sub thing, I just want to get to 1,000. That would just be cool. What I really like about the YouTube videos and making the videos, I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy going out. It's fun for me to get out into the field and take the firearms out and do some shooting just to see how I do. I enjoy the competitive side of it, obviously. And it just allows me a chance to kind of be creative, which it's one of those few things that I can do that I really enjoy, that I don't feel like it's really a labor at all. Love making these videos. So maybe I can learn a little bit more with the video editing and so on, and the music and my editing program, and I'm kind of getting there. I've got a second camera coming so we can give you some better views of the shooting when we do it. Maybe do some of that split screen stuff or whatever. So yeah, there you go, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out all that SHOT Show footage. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. Don't forget to come over to gunchannels.com. It's a really cool place to go. I've got a channel over there. It's the Ordinary Average Guy Gun channel, and there's a link for that in this video too. So definitely, go check it out. It's a great place to hang out with like-minded people that are all into firearms, and everybody I've met on there has just been fantastic. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully get out and make a range video on that Ruger this week, and we'll get that taken care of. But anyway, you guys have fun. All right, be safe. And as always, we'll talk to you soon. All right, take care. Thanks a lot.